Okay, let's hop right into it. Again, this is free for all, but in Team Deathmatch, we're gonna spawn somewhere else that I'm gonna go to right away.
Free for all.
It is a beautiful day to get better
You
at
must
the
protect
game,
the
my
iron
friends.
curtain. Get
So
in the
in
fight.
Team Deathmatch, we typically spawn here. What you want to do is to take out your pistol, as always, rush mid-map like a maniac. You want to hit glitch this and check that because a lot of people go and camp back there. But what I have found off the rip, especially at the beginning of the game, people don't really go there much. So what I've been doing is just let slide off of this right away. And even if they see you, you can kind of like hit the right side of the map and kind of like get away from them. And then we're gonna get to everybody's favorite spot to camp, which is top green and down there. So when you get up here, you want to give this a quick peek because people have not gotten there. Even if they do get there, they have to worry about that side of the map a little bit first. So when you get here, you can give this a quick peek, check that, check back there. People sometimes rush here like noobs, so you want to gun them on this route. After that is done, you want to make sure that no one's there, and then you want to push this side and kill anybody that is camping here. The one thing that is very hard to counter, and honestly, it's the most rage-inducing game thing in the game, are people that camp back here and sit here all game. Unfortunately, there's really not a whole lot of counter because they have so much cover, especially if they're crouching here or if they're just like just chilling back here. You can barely see the top of their head. This thing doesn't cover, it doesn't reduce any bullet damage whatsoever. So if they're chilling back here, there's really not a whole lot of things you can do against them. But what you can do is check it in a way that you're not gonna get guns. So, like I said, you don't want to ever come around the corner and check something like this, exposing your entire body. You either want to slide cancel, just make sure that no one's there, or you can just like sprint, come back, sprint, come back. Just kind of shoulder it. You can shoulder it and see if they're there. Shoulder this if they're here. This doesn't happen often because honestly, people are not that cheap. I find like a lot of people do camp in this game, but that is next level camping. So once you check that, you want to make sure that no one's sitting in this corner. You want to make sure that no one's sitting in this corner. And then, honestly, if you are spawning on that side of the map, you just want to hold this, especially if you're rocking an AR. You want to hold this side of the map. The problem with this is that, first of all, a lot of your body's exposed, and this thing doesn't reduce bullet damage as much as you think it does. So what you want to do is to just kind of hover around this area and cover the lines of sight, because as you can see, people spawn back there and people spawn all the way back there. So they have no choice but to kind of challenge you here, and they got to be hitting some good shots. So we're not going to hate on that, are we? We're not going to hate on people that are hitting good shots on us. We're going to hate on people that are sitting in corners, paying $90, $80 for a game to just sit in a corner all game. But that's besides the point. I'm not here to hate on how people play the game. If you want to rush, like I do, like an insane person, after you check all this area, you have two choices. You can kind of ledge slide off of that, and remember, ledge sliding makes you faster, so you always want to ledge slide. And then you can actually just kind of come here, mid-map. You have a line of sight on those people, you have a line of sight on these people. People spawn back there, and then obviously people rush these routes all the time. One thing that I will caution you on is people that are coming around that corner. That is a pretty good spot to go behind, and once you come around this corner, they're gonna gun you most of the time. So what you want to do is to kind of slide cancel to here and challenge people that are coming through that side of the map like this. And on top of that, this also gives you a pretty good line of sight on people that are rushing towards the typical camp spot back there, towards lights. And because this is a darker area, and for some odd reason the character models in this game are super dark, they kind of can't even see you, but that's besides the point. And if you want to rush their spawn after this, and just so everyone knows, you actually can sit back here. I wouldn't recommend sitting here for too long because they'll get you eventually. But what you can do, if you expect them if they expect them to come from there or here, this is actually pretty good because you always want to avoid gunfights that they have a height advantage on you, because typically you aim like this. So if you're aiming like that, you're typically shooting between their legs and they can jump shot you very easily. So this is actually a better way to challenge people like that. And on top of that, if you know that they're going to come from this direction, what you can do is to jump shot this. because they're not going to expect, you know, somebody jumping from that end. They typically more expect people to just sit here. And then obviously you can just push their spawn, but pushing spawns in this map is really weird because the spawns are super sticky. So if you're pushing that side, if they're spawning there, they can still spawn back there and gun you. So honestly, avoid it. And there's just way too much cover. Like they can gun you from here, they can go up here. This is actually not too bad either. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then they can actually just like camp up here and wait for you to go. So that's that side of the map, which is pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. On this side of the map, we can go through it real quick as well. You typically spawn here. What you want to do is to take out your pistol, and what I do instead of actually, now that I think of it, you spawn somewhere around there. Yeah, you spawn here. So you can either rush mid-map like that, or you can go that way and go to the typical camp spot. Trust me on this, don't go to the typical camp spot because let's see what happens. I'm just gonna go do it real quick. So you take out your pistol and you run, run, run. You want to come here. You could either be an absolute noob, just kind of chill here, wait people to push you, but I get too bored too easily. So what you can do is to come up here, make sure that no one's camping up there. People camp there, back there, and like there's a up in, like behind the trash cans there. There's so many different spots that you can get gun from, and on top of that, when you come here, look at this. There's like 1,000 different lines of sight that you can get shot from. Back there, back here, there, all the way back there, up here obviously, and down there. So you kind of want to avoid that. So let's go back to our spawn, and I'm going to show you another rush route that has worked wonders for me at least. Once you spawn, again, you want to take out your pistol because you run faster. Let's slide off of this baby, and you honestly want to rush mid-map like this. Just want to come here, and you want to come here. You just want to check this real quick, give that a quick peek because not a whole lot of your body's exposed here. See, you have this little baby, you have this. I did not know that that does that. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, that's the only one that does that. Besides the point, I got distracted. That's ADHD for you. Anyway, so you want to check that, you want to check that, you want to check that. After you check those, you have two options. You can just either go down here and push this side of the map, but the problem is that if they're up there and they're good players, which most of the time you are with scale-based matchmaking, you're gonna get gunned super easily, so you want to avoid that. But what people don't really expect is you coming here, because this is actually a pretty good spot if you are hitting your shots, and that's the caveat that I put in every one of my videos. You have to hit your shots, right? So you want to check that, and you want to check that real quick, and you want to kind of crouch this and make sure that no one is camping up there. But even if they are, this is a pretty good gunfight that I'm going to take, especially with an accurate gun. So you can gun them off of that, and once you do that, honestly, the rest is gravy, because pushing spawns on this side of the map and spawn trapping is so much easier than the other side. You have two choices. You can either come here, and they typically just expect everybody to rush from here, so when you slide cancel this, you might as well just start shooting and spraying, because trust me, someone's going to be there. Or you can push this side of the map and kind of like just chill here, wait for them to push you. And one thing that you don't want to do is to sit here, and obviously I'm not going to go through all the cheese spots and the weird places that people go to, unless you're playing S&D or something. In pub matches, honestly, I find that super cheap, but that's just me. And obviously you can just chill up here and wait for them to come and rush you, but the problem is that, like I said, at this area you're kind of exposed to a whole lot of lines of sights. So those are the rush routes on Garrison. And obviously, I'm not going to go too much through. If you want to come up here, you can obviously mantle this. Don't forget, you can just sit here. They can barely see you. If you stand, you have a line of sight back there. If you sit, they can barely see your head, so you can gun people that are coming from that direction, this direction, and also you have a line of sight on that direction. But this is just a camp spot that mostly just, I've seen PC players or mouse keyboard players just sit here and wait for people to push them, which, like I said, I find to be super boring, but that's just the way I play. And obviously, keep in mind, you can mantle all of these surfaces. So that is it on this map. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, please feel free to subscribe and hit that like button. It does help the channel grow, and at the end of the day, we're here to make you better. This was your boy, One Man Armin, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.